Really? Is that what's happening? Hi you guys, today's video is going to be about finding out the gender for baby number 3. If we have a third baby, will we find out the gender again? Because if you followed my daily vlogs, which you should, you know that with Paxton, my first son, we didn't know the gender until he was born. With Paxton, I said to my husband wanted to know the whole entire time. He was trying to figure out, like, could he just know and not me, or could we both find out? But no, I was not having it. I did not want to know. He wanted to know so badly with my son Paxton, and I was just 110% positive I did not want to know, and I didn't want him to know. And I said, I promise if we don't find out with this baby, we will find out with the second one. We will definitely find out if that's really what you want to do. So it came where I got pregnant, and you know, when you start to get close to that point where you can find out around 16 weeks, the question came up again. Can we find out? I really want to know. I want to find out the gender. And I still did not want to know. I didn't want to know the gender. I wanted to be surprised, but I knew that I promised Rob, and I'm good with my promises. So I was like, if you really, really want to know, then we'll find out. And he was like, well, I could just find out and you can't. And he is not good at keeping secrets at all. Like things like that, there's no way. Like I would totally find out in some way. So I was like, fine, we'll find out, you know, that's fine. And then I kept asking him when it got closer. I was like, are you sure you want to find out? And he's like, yeah, I think so. So he was kind of thinking, you know, maybe we shouldn't find out since we were surprised with Paxton. But I think that he just really wanted to know, I guess, to prepare himself is like what he says. So I was like, fine. So I planned to do a gender reveal party with just like my immediate family, and we would find out all together. And then the week before, I told Rob, I was like, he was so excited. He's like, oh, we're finding out on Monday. I can't wait. And I said, well, Rob, we're not finding out. We're just getting the envelope. And then that next week with my family, we're finding out. And he was like, what? I didn't know that. You didn't say that. He seemed surprised that that's what we were going to do. And I was like, yeah, I said that. That's why I was doing the whole, like, getting the stuffed animal and everything. But he really, really wanted to find out with just me and him, and in like a special way. And he's like, I always pictured like finding out the gender at the ultrasound place and them just saying like, it's a boy, it's a girl, and just knowing like together in that special moment. So I could see where he was coming from, and I totally understood how he could definitely feel that way. So we went ahead. I was hoping to be able to film our reactions, but the ultrasound tech said that there's no cameras allowed because it was at the anatomy scan and everything. We didn't pay to like find out the gender where you could like record or anything. So it was at our regular OB doctor's appointment, and you're not allowed to film there. So we weren't allowed, and he's like, well, what do you want to do? Do you want to write it down? And we'll find out together like at home. But I knew he really, really wanted to find out there. So I decided to just live in the moment and find out with my husband at the, you know, at the doctor's appointment. And we found out we were having a little boy. Now I'm going to do another video separately, and that will be my reaction, like my feelings on the gender of having another boy. Was I happy? Was I sad? Did I want a girl? Did Rob, you know, how was Rob feeling and everything? Because you guys know that Rob really wanted a girl. So like, how is he feeling now? How am I feeling now? So I wanted to do a video on that, going back to, will we find out with the third baby? The answer is absolutely not. It's very, now if you've always known that, if you always were the person to find out like at gender reveal parties, or you knew that you were always finding out, then I think you may feel different. But for me, because I was surprised with Paxton and not this one, I knew what that felt like with Paxton. Just like not knowing until the very, very end, and like just having that surprise. And you know, you don't get many really good surprises in life. And I just felt like that was something like magical. And you know, of course you're going to be happy no matter what, because you're delivering your baby. But it was just like, because for me and Rob, we pictured like, you know, the life that we thought for our baby. I didn't really picture it until he was born, because I didn't know the gender, so I didn't fully like just think ahead to the future. And like when he was born, so many emotions of love, because I just gave birth to my baby, but also the emotions of, oh my gosh, like it was like a flash of like picturing my son playing sports, doing things with his dad, being his dad's the best friend, and being a mama's boy. Like all that came in like one moment, and it was something that I will never forget. And with this one, and I don't think it would have been any different if it was a girl. I think it was just very, I don't know, it was very different, like laying there, finding out the gender, and not getting that baby right away, if that makes any sense. With Paxton's like, it's a boy, and you're so excited, and you like, I just like put him on my chest right away, and it was totally different. So I had all those emotions of like when I delivered with Paxton, of like knowing like he was mine, and knowing the gender finally after I waited so long. I could just like picture his whole like future in one moment, and it was just amazing. Now with this one, I felt like, I don't know if it's because I was like laying down, and with Paxton it's like as soon as I gave birth they gave him to me, and now it's like, you know, a big moment that you've been waiting for, finding out the gender, and finding that out and not having that baby there was really, really strange. And I don't know, it could just be me, but it was really weird. I just think that because I still couldn't picture him. Like I could see a boy, but I didn't have my little boy at that moment when I found out. And it was kind of like almost heartbreaking to me in a weird way. It's very hard to explain. My hormones were like all over the place in the feelings I was having. It was very, very strange. And I just felt that it was like, now I knew. And I mean, I know a lot of people like to know so they have the room ready, so they can wash their, you know, clothes if they need to, and all the things like that. But for me, I mean, all Paxton stuff was gender neutral. I get like black things anyways. Even with this baby, when I get a double stroller, I'm getting a black stroller. And I don't know, like I didn't care about that. It was the emotion that I had when I had Paxton, finding out the gender finally, and meeting him, and finding all of that together. Like I know people are probably gonna say like, oh, you're still gonna be so excited when you have him. And yes, I absolutely know that. But it was finding out the gender of him and picturing his future and meeting him all in one that was like so magical, and something that I will never forget. And I wish that I waited. Definitely my plans for the next baby are to wait, and Rob 110% agrees with me. He has agreed that he would like to wait too if we have a third one. He liked finding out, but he totally understands like what I was talking about. Like he said that the feeling was different, and I almost felt like, I don't know if it was because I was like uncomfortable like laying there and finding out. Like it was just like, I'm laying there in a dark room, there's the tech doing it, and it's like, it's not as emotional. It's like, oh, do you want to know what you're having? Yeah, we do. Okay, it's a boy. Like I don't know, it was very different. Like I felt like when we gave birth, like the doctor was so excited that we didn't know, and was like, you know, making it even that much more special. Like, oh, it's a little boy. Like I don't know, it was something different. I can't really explain it. It's hard to get my point across really on a video, but I hope you guys understand what I'm talking about. And I feel like if you have waited to find out with your baby, then you probably know what I'm talking about. Leave a comment down below. What are your thoughts? I know some people are like, I could never wait, I could never do that. But to me, it was not that hard. I mean, even when we were planning, maybe because I'd rather not have known, I could have gone like, you know, the 20 more weeks and been fine with not knowing. To wrap this up, definitely with our next baby, if we have one, we aren't going to be finding out the gender. I will say it's cool because now I can say, Paxton, you're having a baby brother, which is really strange to say he and brother, because with Paxton, I just said it the whole time. I am excited that I am able to tell Paxton that we're having a little boy and he's gonna have a brother. So that's really exciting. But I hope you guys liked this video. I hope it was what you were looking for when I was talking about this. So many of my subscribers are pregnant and are on the fence whether they want to find out or not. Maybe this video has given you a little bit of thought and insight into like my brain, like what I was thinking. But anyways, enough rambling. I will definitely be filming my video this week. Hopefully maybe tomorrow or the next day on what were my thoughts when we found out it was a boy. Were we excited? Were we a little sad that we didn't have that girl? And what are, you know, did I have any like gender disappointment? But thank you guys so much for watching. Thumbs up if you like this video, and I will see you guys all next time. Bye.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. We got here about 1 minute too late, right, Pax?